frag out!
What's happening, Mad Squad? It's Joe, aka Mad Joe FC. So last night I meant to watch the Jimmy Kimmel Show to see Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland segment, but I missed it. I believe I was actually finishing up editing videos for last night's uploads. So yeah, I thought, well, I missed it, so it's on YouTube now. Why not react to it and make a reaction video of it? So yeah, let's do this. Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland on Spider-Man Homecoming.
How you doing?
Good. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I want to say, I saw it was a rough cut of the movie, but it
Really?
is easily the best Spider-Man movie and a great movie.
Thank you.
We were all knocked out by it.
Thank you so much.
Have you guys seen the movie yet?
I have. I saw it about a month ago.
You did. And what'd you think?
You know when you revise for an exam and you feel like you crushed it, but the longer you wait for the results, the more you think you kind
He's
of
British, by the way.
ruined it.
He's a test or a
Attached or
Yeah.
something.
Thank God you brought your translator.
Exactly, yeah. Thanks, boss. But yeah, so walking into the screening, I was like, this is going to be awful. I'm going to hate it. And leaving, I was over the moon.
You were? Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
I loved
Okay,
it.
So you're not overly critical of yourself and your performance and all that
No,
stuff?
I loved it.
Robert, you have not seen it yet?
I have personally yet to see it. When can I?
You will see it when I'm ready for you to see it. Take a minute.
The new blood. Get used to it.
Robert, how much are you involved in casting Tom in this movie? I would assume that there's that you play some kind of role in that.
Yeah. Well, when we were doing Civil War was when right at the beginning of that they were casting, and so they brought in all the finalists for the exam.
Yes.
And
The exam.
and Tom Nato. I mean, what I had to do? They're like, he's great, isn't he? I was like, yeah, he is.
And that was it.
3 words.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they say he's great, isn't he, about any of the other guys that they brought in?
Everybody was good, and then there was just this other element of like you saw it, and I was there.
Yeah. It feels
him.
like the Spider-Man that I read about in the comic books when
Exactly.
I was like 8 years old.
See
That's
that?
the Spider-Man that
Thus,
you play in
Spider-Man
this movie.
Homecoming, a coming home to the OG.
I never went to Homecoming, so that I didn't really relate to. I was at home crying during Homecoming.
What do you call Homecoming over across the pond?
Yeah.
We call it prom.
You call it prom.
And-
What do you call prom?
That was the whole thing. We got halfway through shooting the movie. I was like, by the way, what's a homecoming?
Really?
Yeah, we don't do that. Our proms are very different, though.
In what way?
Well, they serve booze at the prom.
They do?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because you're 18.
We have to drink ours in the parking lot before we get in.
Exactly. That was half the fun.
Yeah, my prom was a disaster.
Oh, I bet it was. You got a bunch of 18-year-olds drunk and throwing up on each other. Yeah. Did you know about like what American schools are like? Because you have to play Peter Parker, who is a student, a high school student.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most daunting part of taking on this character. So as a joke, I suggested to Marvel that I should go to a high school undercover.
Right.
And it was completely a joke, and Marvel took it completely seriously. I guess they didn't get my British sarcasm.
do that.
That's Marvel for you.
And yeah, so the next thing I know, I was like, had a backpack with a pencil case on my way to Bronx School of Science.
Oh boy.
Didn't
Which-
let you go to actual class.
Yes, yeah, I went to school with a fake name and a fake accent.
Did you have a fake mother drop you off at the...
Yeah, no, they brought Marissa Tomei in just for that weekend. But yeah, and Bronx School of Science is a school for genius
kids, right?
And I am no genius.
You're not?
No, even the teachers didn't know that I was not a real student, so they would bring me up to the front of the class and be like, what do you think, new kid? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So it was
You're
very
like the worst
embarrassing.
narc there is. Like, you're like a very bad narc. Did they ever figure out that it was you? Or like when the movie came out, did you ever tell them that it was you?
Well, I had one funny experience. I was sat at the back of a classroom next to quite a pretty girl, and eventually she's like, so dude, what's your deal, man? I was like, well, do you want to know my secret? She's like, okay. I was like, I'm actually Spider-Man. She's like, dude, you're nuts, bro. You're nuts. I was like, no, seriously, I'm actually an actor. I'm British, and I'm playing Spider-Man. And she didn't believe me.
Of course she didn't believe me.
Because
That's a
Civil War wasn't
ridiculous
out yet.
story.
I know.
Yes.
But the fact that you were allowed to just suddenly go to Bronx Science in the middle of the year with no explanation, that breach, that was believable.
Yeah, that was, it indicates we've got a problem with our public education system. Thanks for watching. If you like that, subscribe to our YouTube channel for...
Now, I want to talk to some of y'all for a minute. Look, okay? I know Tobey Maguire put a staple in superhero genre with his Spider-Man trilogy. And I respect that, okay? I respect how he's the first one to, like, bring him to the big screen and everybody loved him and stuff. I respect that, okay? I also respect Andrew Garfield. But Tom Holland is Spider-Man. There's no denying that. There is no denying that Tom Holland is Spider-Man, okay? He is the perfect age to play the character. He acts the most like the character. Peter Parker and Spider-Man, okay? All I needed was his screen time in Civil War to know that, okay? We saw him fighting with Falcon and Winter Soldier and stuff, cracking jokes and stuff the whole time. That's what he does when he fights, you know, because, and especially this was like his first, that was like his first big, real fight, you know, in Civil War. And so when he's nervous or like kind of fearful, you know, that's what he does. He cracks jokes and stuff to like take the nervousness and fear out of his mind, you know. That's just what he does. And he plays the perfect Peter Parker. Look, he's 15. He's not in college. And he doesn't look too cool for school. He just looks like a regular, average high school kid. Okay? So, some of you need to stop living in the past. Okay? I respect Toby, but face that Tom Holland is Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Okay? The same with Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and all that, you know, Christian Bale, okay? Look, I respect the staple that he put on Batman, but Ben Affleck is Bruce Wayne and Batman, okay? 3 words for you. Warehouse fight. Or is warehouse one word? I think it's one word. Warehouse fight. That's all you need to see. That's all I needed to see. Okay. So, I respect these people, but some of you are just living in the past. And I think you need to accept, I'm not going to say fact because it's my opinion, but these new people who are playing these characters, they are getting these characters right and closest to the comics. And not everything needs to be like the comics. I know that. These movies are based off comics. It's not the comic stripped. It's not pages of the comic stripped out and plastered on the big screen. Okay? I understand that. But you still need to follow the source material and respect the source material. And I feel like Snyder and Ben Affleck have done that for Batman, and you know, Tom Holland's done that for Spider-Man. Tom Holland and Marvel Studios, you know. So yeah, okay. Just stop living in the past. And I've watched the whole Dark Knight trilogy, and I've watched Tobey Maguire's trilogy, so don't be in the comments like, oh, but you haven't seen the movies, you know, you're just talking about... No, I've seen them, okay? But, yeah. I just wanted to say that, because I feel like a lot of people really are living in the past. But There is one more thing I do want to say before I go. Speaking about Robert Downey Jr., and I don't think there's been any previous Iron Man movies before his Iron Man movie, but the thing you gotta love about Robert is he is Tony Stark. Like, all you have to do is watch interviews and stuff he's in, and like talk shows he's in and stuff, you know. He is the character when he's not the character, if that makes any sense. Like right here, he's just Robert Downey Jr., but he acts the exact same as Tony Stark. Like, that's what I love about him. Like, he is the character, you know. So when he got the role of Tony Stark, he didn't have to really act, you know. He just had to be his normal self, really, you know. But yeah, that's just a lot of stuff I wanted to say. And if you stayed this far, then thank you. You're a G. You're a G. But yeah, if you enjoyed my reaction, let me know what you thought. Links to all my social medias down below in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, give the like button a thumbs up, share it, and tap subscribe to join the Mad Squad on our journey to 10,000 subscribers. My name's Joe, aka Mad Joe FC. I hope you all have a marvelous day. Mad out.